We're going to finish the show off with a New London update. You might have seen Paul posted asking people to go leave reviews, blah, blah, blah. It started all these rumors
blah, blah,
well, he's trying to get to be 5-star course.
You posted again today. Did you see it?
I did.
Okay.
But it basically was getting people, it spiraled into rumors of New London's getting fully taken out, all of that stuff. So let me just give you what is going on. Bedford County Economic Development got a grant for $1.5 million from the Virginia state government, I guess technically the governor.
So from the people.
From the people.
Because we pay our taxes.
That grant does have to be matched, right? So they are pretty much fully matched it. There's basically no hope that it's not going to be matched. That would be the only thing that's stopping this thing. So $1.5 million turns into $3 million. This grant is specifically for development of the New London Tech property. If you rewind to when New London Tech went in, I wasn't a part of the team that put it in, but I was in the know of it going in. Mm-hmm. It was very well known at that time this day would come.
Yeah.
We knew lots, as soon as lots are developed, we could lose this course.
Yeah. So this wasn't thrown on anybody.
This wasn't thrown. No. This was eventually that would come. We didn't expect it to happen because there are lots for sale still. But when I talked to, for an extensive time, the director of economic development at Bedford County, and she basically was saying, we actually applied for the grant just for the extension of the road so that whenever we got, if we ever got funding to develop lots, we just had access, basically, with what the grant was originally intended for. But then the grant was awarded for the development of the road and development of multiple lots. Because she said they've talked to multiple warehouse companies that need big warehouses that wanted to come to the area, that we didn't have lots big enough. So there is a purpose behind what they're doing. Secondary thing she said was when the government gives you this much money, you don't turn it down.
No kidding.
Economic development, this is their job.
Yeah.
So it's
it'd be pretty dumb.
Yeah. And they are, Bedford County, economic development included, loves disc golf more than any other city, county, anything I've ever worked with.
A massive supporter.
No knock against Lynchburg, okay, the city. I've tried working with them. It is completely night and day, Bedford County, right? Bedford County bends over backwards to help you. Lynchburg City is much more typical, working with local government, trying to get disc golf stuff to go. A lot of red tape to jump through. Yeah. Bedford County, extremely supportive. That includes the economic development. Who is the one behind this decision? So that's a very important thing. People are getting a lot of hate, a lot of things when they're like, look, we A, told you this could happen eventually, right? B, when it was originally putting in, we warned you hey, if you don't use just the conservation easement land, this is even a higher risk because this land's developable, whereas other land's not. C, they're very open and willing to work and support the redesign process because as it lays, it's either 6 or 7 holes. The plans aren't completely final. It's either 6 or 7 holes of New London that's getting taken out. There is plenty of land that's still along the conservation part of the land, meaning it cannot be developed for the redesign to happen.
Meaning we still get OB.
So New London holes
more OB. Oh.
Basically 1 through I believe 10 or 11 will stay as is. From my understanding, that is all undevelopable land. That part of the course will not go anywhere.
Which
is
fair,
good. That's where a lot of the identity
is. That's the best part of the course.
Exactly.
By far, actually. The rest of those holes, actually, I hate them. Get rid of them.
11-ish is where they will have to loop off into this back corner of the lot. What it means, though, is there will have to be a new start and a new finishing hole to New London.
Dude, where are they going to... imagine hole 6 comes in hole 15. Oh,
and so there will be a new start, new finish, and stuff like that. So the course will change, but the course will still exist. This is all going to be a fast process. But basically, I talked to her, and I asked her, hey, if we were to get behind one of these petitions, if we were to get behind people rating the course, if we were to use our audience to try to make this thing happen, is it a waste of our time? And she said, unfortunately, yeah. It's a waste of everyone's breath. Again, this is my job, she said. This is what I'm supposed to do, is develop this part. This is what I was brought in to do. Yeah. And when you get this money from the government, you do not say no, which I'm that makes perfect sense. And obviously we were all warned of this. It would come. And she also was upset about the timing of it because she's I think if it would have went Bedford County's way, this announcement would be coming out maybe next week or something so that Worlds could happen and not have the spotlight stolen. So that's where we're at currently. Is there any glimmer of chance that New London sits as is? Yes, there's a few things that could happen, right? One of them being the grant doesn't get matched somehow. Very unlikely. There's a few other ones that aren't public knowledge that, sure, things could fall into place. You know, it's a Hail Mary chance, but things could fall into place where the course stays as is.
Connor is going to buy it.
Very unlikely that it does.
I'm actually just going to glue myself to a tree.
But even if those 6 holes go away, the core identity of New London stays, in my opinion.
And not to mention, if they do redesign it, the course can improve.
Yeah.
And they'll likely try to bring Paul back in to make the changes. I'm sure he would be willing to do so. And I think a lot of people are grim about it, but I actually look at what holes are staying, which in my opinion are the best holes in
the
London,
identity holes,
and think this course could get better.
Yeah,
I agree too.
So that's why I'm not. That's why some people were getting upset. Like, why aren't y'all using your voices to drive traffic, these petitions, all that?
We would.
Well, because I use my voice to talk to the person.
Oh.
And basically walk straight up. I just talked directly to her, got the full picture. Most importantly, I got the understanding from her. We love disc golf. We want to do whatever we can to help disc golf thrive in this community. We want to do whatever we can to help the Tour Championship still be at both courses. We are fully on Team Disc Golf. We need help from disc golfers to make sure all of that happens.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
Let's go.
So overall, this could come out very, very positive. So before you come after Bedford County, before you get ticked off that those holes, you know, what they're saying is true.
I think
we were well aware when we went.
I'm going to say for Hunter's contribution to interaction with local government, we should start calling him the disc golf diplomat.
I don't know if I like that, but
because you are a diplomat.
So, regardless, we'll keep you
Connor,
updated
are you
as
on board?
things.
I'm on board.
I think he's now the disc golf diplomat.
Okay, we'll keep you updated as things develop. If there is any further developments, it does sound like things could move pretty quick. So, changes could start happening. But good news is now that Trevor's broke 57, I now got a pretty hard deadline on my break 68.
Yeah,
you got it,
true.
Dip.
Yeah, I've got to
short
get.
for diplomat.
Also, one thing
I got to break 68 before the course changes.
Imagine.
Also,
imagine you're like on 17 while there's like a wrecking ball coming through.
crazy.
I'm 2 under right now. Just let me finish.
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
One thing that people also need to realize is that New London wouldn't be as good as it is, or as clean as it is, or as professional, of course, as it is, if it wasn't for the support from Bedford County.
Absolutely, the course wouldn't go in. If economic development.
Well, also they keep it up.
Well, I'm saying economic development owns that land. The only reason that course exists is because of them.
And Bedford Parks and Rec is the reason why it's so clean.
That's the other thing that's crazy.
They're basically a bunch of superheroes.
Bedford Parks and Rec, it's not even a park. Bedford Parks and Rec is volunteering their time to keep this course alive on non-park land. It's government land, but it's non-park land.
A bunch of angels with chainsaws
so,
and
let's not
gators.
come after Bedford County. They are doing legitimately. Now, I've talked to local government before and been like, okay, you could do something. Like, come on, help me out here. Did not get that feeling at all.
Yeah. $3 million, guys.
I've never walked out on a messy New London. It's always a course that feels like it's ready for a tournament.
So I believe the right people have great intentions for the future of New London. I'm very hopeful of the future of that, and that's why you haven't seen us be super vocal of, you know, the Save New London, sign the petition, all of that stuff, is because I think we are saving New London. Because now what we're doing is we're creating a New London that can exist forever instead of a temporary Band-Aid that could just be ripped off next year.
You could say we're looking for our forever home.